What's up, everyone? Thanks for stopping by on my first unboxing video. And today there's nothing cooler to start this off with than with Master Grade's very own 1/4 scale of Cooler. This is a statue I've been really excited for. I'm a big Dragon Ball Z fan, and one of the villains I love the most is Cooler. I don't know, I guess just, Frieza had such an impact when he came into this series, and to see that he had an older brother who was stronger and a little bit more vicious, and to see that fourth form, I just really loved the character. And when I saw this statue go up for pre-order, I knew I had to get it. I had to add it to my collection because he is one of my favorite villains from Dragon Ball Z, and the quality and detail they put in this figure is just really phenomenal. Really hats off to Master Grade. But with that, let's not prolong any longer and let's jump right into the unboxing. And here he is in all his glory, Master Grade's own Cooler. So I just really appreciate what they did with this box. Each side just takes a little bit time to showcase different sides of the statue. Opposed to some other ones where it's just like a flat image or just random colors that kind of want to match with the color scheme. But good God, I can't wait to see what this man looks like outside of this box. And to start off, what is Cooler without his ship? I really like that they incorporated this into the base. It just gives a little easier colored flair to it. He's a lot of dark colors, but these light colors complement very well. And if you look right here, right in the rocks, you'll see the little sensors that the light pegs will kind of stick into to help get a little accent tone later on. But I really enjoyed the colors they used in here, like very muted, nothing too crazy. The base is really light compared to his darker kind of tone that we'll see later. And if you check right here, these look to be little slots that the resin pieces will stick in a little bit later on. And then just to show off, this gold plating on the side, and look at this underneath, man. Like, they really went all out on the art for this. Just phenomenal. I wish I could get this as an art print, but good God, glorious. And next up, we have the little aura resin pieces that are going to fit into the base to accent it a little bit. Now, if you look here, you have a little number, and that's just going to indicate at what little slot it's going to fit in at the bottom of the base. And as we check out these next ones, there's going to be some various little spots in there that are going to show where these numbers are. But I really do like the way they did the coloring for this resin. It really fits with that purple aesthetic that it's going for. Now, they are a little bit on the thinner edge, but I didn't have any breaks or anything coming through, so they are pretty sturdy. Now, you'll see various shapes and sizes of these, so just kind of give a little variety of it. But they are pretty sharp on this one. I actually poked myself a little bit, but these are really cool. I like the colors, and I think they came out really well. This is probably my favorite. It's got so many spikes on it, like perfectly fits in with Cooler. Now, for not having a little magnetic pegs or anything, they fit in pretty snug onto the side, and they're pretty easy to put in. I didn't really have any troubles with them, and it was pretty satisfying to put these in there, just kind of spinning the base around, making sure they all fit, and they were pretty snug. And like I said, I didn't have any problems with them fitting secure. One little nitpick I have is it would be nice if they were standing upright, because they do stick out a little bit. So I could see if you brush against it, you could probably chip the resin or cause a little damage or have it fly out. And like I said, they're pretty sharp at some point, so they probably wouldn't feel the best. So you will see here that I was actually kind of messing with this a little bit. I thought it was the wrong piece because it was kind of loose, but after looking at the other ones, it was indeed the right one. So this one was the only one that wasn't a snug fit in there. So I could see where like some kind of magnetic piece would have benefited in keeping them secure enough so that you wouldn't have to worry about them popping out or probably just falling. Like, again, brushing against this, I could see it could easily pop some pieces off, but just a minor nitpick of mine. And there you have it. All the pieces are in. I really liked how this came out, and it will accent Cooler once we get them on there later on. So after that, we move on to the rocks here. So being a person who works with clay, I like kind of how they staggered these rocks. They're not just perfectly in a straight line or anything. They got some dimensions to them. You have the pegs right there that allow them to fit snugly into the base. And I just liked it. It kind of gave a little character to these rocks, as much as you could give character to the rocks. This piece, I really like the side on the left hand where it had a little smooth end. But it looks like kind of like when they're powering up in the show and the rocks are breaking up. So I gave it a lot of character, so it doesn't look so bland. And then you'll obviously see it with this, where it's like the rock is breaking apart from the energy they're putting up. And I just really like the design they did for this piece. The coloring is really nice. I didn't get any chips or messes with the paint, so they did a really good job, and it's a really smooth finish to the touch. And here with those pegs, they just kind of snapped in with a little magnet piece they had in there, and no issues whatsoever. They were pretty secure. You know, it's got a little tap right there to make sure it stays in. And with the little smaller ones, especially in this with the peg, I was impressed to see how it fit in there snug. I thought it would have been a little loose, but it fits it pretty securely, so there weren't any issues with that. And I like how this all kind of just like conformed together. So take a look right here. It's just I love the way they did it. You know, just like in the show when they're powering up, you see that rock rising and crumbling. And now the main attraction, the man cooler himself. And I don't know if I need to just go back to the gym, but this bad boy was heavy. I did not expect him to be a solid piece, and I just love the detail. Look at these little toe fingernail things, hella creepy. And right here you see the little springs that'll attach to the light when he gets onto that base. But really impressed with the detail that they did with this. I mean, I don't have a whole lot of resin figures, but they usually come in separate pieces when it comes to the body. And I was really caught off guard to see that this was one solid piece. I was really lucky, no breaks, no chips in paint, and I just love this detail. This dude does not skip leg day. Like, leg day is 2-3 times every day for this man. And look at the colors. I really liked how they did the paint on here. I like the dark accents that you see within the muscles and the veins that are going down through his body. Like, just look at this, man. Look at this veinage that is on his arm. Like, they just did a phenomenal job really capturing like the tightness of the muscle in his body, and especially within just the armor. Like, the armor itself was really smooth. Like, you see the tightening of the muscle and like the pecs right there. Just really impressed what they did with this. And like I said, just for it being one solid piece, I find it pretty impressive that there weren't any issues with it. But yeah, just the texture on here, really nice. And especially on his armor pieces, like you can see like they're a little bit smoother on those ends. And right here you kind of see where the aura piece is going to attach on there. You see some little LED strips in here. You know, as we see later on, like I was kind of worried about how vibrant these lights would have been, but I was pretty impressed. They came out really nice. And it was at this point that I decided this man was way too heavy for me anymore. It was about time he got put on his rifle home on the base. You know, and still being in awe of this one solid piece, I just felt like I had to give it that 360 view. And obviously, no Frieza clan member is complete without their tail. I love the detail they did on this thing, man. Like, it's thick. Like, it's what I'd imagine would be on this man. And if you look real close right here, you'll kind of see the LEDs kind of pushed into the tail right there. And it's pretty vibrant, like I said, at the end. You'll see them. I wasn't worried about the size of the LEDs, but I really liked how they crafted the resin onto this. You know, it kind of helps to show that aura around him without being too overpowering. And the detail with these wrinkles just really helps this come to life. And here you have the tail going in the placement. It did his glutes a little too well. It took a little struggle, but you know, after a little bit, I was able to get it in there. And there you have it. The booty has perfectly been accented. And here we have the last piece of the tail to give it that little spiky accent. You know, you see right there, that's what will fit into the tail. And I really can, woo, yeah, get in there. Ooh. All right, well, let's get this bad boy on. Finally, the last part of the body. Now we have at least one of the 3 heads that came in here. I really like the translucent effect they did for his forehead, and you see those little scratches on his armor, kind of give that battle damage look. And I really couldn't resist putting my finger in his ear right there. I apologize for that. But very smooth, and I do like the detail they have on here. Just looking at the way they did his face and the paint, very menacing, yet somehow the least menacing of all the heads. Now this next one is one of the first light up heads. I'm loving the little grin they gave him to show that sinisterness that he just exudes in the movies. But if you pop off this top part right here, you'll see a little compartment for batteries. I currently didn't have any when I saw this, but it just snaps like a little magnet and stays pretty secure. Now lastly, we have my favorite head. So if anyone's watched that original movie, just when he gets angry and that visor goes up over his mouth, like, good God, just beautiful. But like I said, like the other one, top pops off and has a little battery compartment, so you can also have this one's eyes light up as well. And for the very last piece, we'll have the last 2 aura pieces that'll kind of go onto him. So this piece will attach to the arm. You see that little magnet on the side right there. And I really liked how they made this. Look, it looks very chaotic. You still do the spikes in other areas. Like, it really looks like it would be this gas or mist coming off of his body. Then you got this big boy. I really liked how they cast this resin piece. Like, it looks like a phoenix, at least for me. Like, we just hold it out. But again, just like the piece on the arm, like, very chaotic in nature. I had to be careful while holding it because some of those parts were kind of spiky, a little pointy. And I was really afraid of breaking them. But again, very nice quality and no breaking. So I was pretty pleased with that. And as I said, this goes ahead and fits right in that tiny little notch right there, right on that arm. And I have to say, I struggled with this piece a little bit. It took me a while to realize I actually popped the tail off before I could fit that on it securely. And there he is in all his glory, Cooler, the man of the hour. Check him out with those lights, man. God, he's so intimidating. I love how the base just kind of accents and pulls everything right into him. Like, he is the centerpiece, and everything in the base really helps pull it in. And there you have it, guys, the big bad daddy Cooler in all his glory. If you liked the video, go ahead and give me a like. If you want to see more content like this, hit that subscribe button. And let me know in the comments below who your favorite villain from Dragon Ball Z is. As I said, it's one of my favorites, so I'd like to hear what you guys have to say. So with that, thanks for checking the video out, and I'll catch you guys next time.